So now let's go ahead and calculate the input and the output impedances of the closed loop. So what do you think will happen to the input impedance? Do you think it will reduce or do you think it will increase? So as we have discussed earlier, everything happens with respect to the factor 1 plus A beta, right? So do you think the input impedance here will increase by a factor 1 plus A beta or decrease? See, intuitively, if there is a shunt, then it means lower resistance, right? If there is a shunt basically, so that means it lowers the resistance. If there is a series, that means it increases the resistance. So even look at the previous slide. Look at this. So whenever we sampled something in shunt, here the output is sampled in shunt, right? So therefore you see that the output impedance here has decreased. Okay. So you fed back the voltage here in series. So which means the input impedance has increased. So even intuitively, whenever there is a shunt, that means there is a decrease in that resistance in that part. So therefore, here you have a shunt both at the output as well as at the input. So therefore, intuitively, you can say that both the input and the output resistances decreases by a factor 1 plus A beta. Right? So now let's solve for it. So what is Ri basically? Ri is input voltage divided by input current. So here, if the voltage here is Vi, then I can say Ri is Vi divided by Ii. So what will be Rif? So for Rif, the input current is Is, correct? For finding the closed loop input impedance, the input current is Is. So therefore, I can say Rif is equal to Vi divided by Is. Right? So now, so we know that Rif is equal to Vi divided by Is. So Is can be written as sum of If plus Ii, right? We have written that here. Is can be written as sum of If and Ii. So this will be Vi by If plus Ii. Correct? But what is If? So we know that If is equal to beta V naught, right? So look at this. This If is the same current as that of beta V naught. So therefore I can write this as Vi by beta V naught plus Ii. But what is V naught? V naught here is nothing but A times Ii. Correct? V naught is A times Ii. So this I can further write it as Vi by A beta times Ii plus Ii. Now let's take Vi by Ii common. Right? So now if I take Ii common, then I'm left with a factor 1 plus A beta. But what is Vi by Ii? It's nothing but the open loop input impedance of the amplifier. So therefore I can write Rif is equal to Ri divided by 1 plus A beta. Right? So Rif is equal to Ri divided by 1 plus A beta. As you can see, the input impedance gets reduced by a factor 1 plus A beta. Okay. So now we'll try to solve for the output impedance. So R naught, what is R naught given by? Okay, let's do it this way. So for calculating the output impedance, what should we do? We have to open circuit this current source, right? So basically we have to open circuit the input current source. So this does not come into picture. We are going to open circuit it. And then here you give a small voltage V naught. Okay, we give a small voltage V naught. Let's call it V naught. And then we try to find out the current I naught here. So V naught by I naught will give the output impedance of the closed loop amplifier. Correct? So we open circuit the input current source. We give a small voltage V naught. And then we try to find out the change in the current I naught. V naught by I naught will give us the output impedance of the amplifier. So now let's solve for the output impedance of the amplifier. Okay. So now applying KVL to the output loop, I can write V naught is equal to I naught R naught plus A times II. Correct? So when I apply KVL to this output loop, I can write V naught is equal to I naught R naught plus A times II. Correct? So now what will be II equal to? You have open circuited IS, which means you have made IS 0. So when IS is 0, I can write II is equal to minus IF. Right? Correct? So when IS is 0, when IS is equal to 0, II will be equal to minus IF. So therefore, I can write I naught R naught plus A times minus IF. Minus IF here is nothing but minus beta V naught, right? Because II is equal to minus IF and IF we know is equal to beta V naught. I've substituted that directly, right? So here I know II is equal to minus IF, while IF is equal to beta V naught. Therefore, I substituted that here directly. Okay. So therefore, I can write V naught is equal to I naught R naught minus A beta V naught. So bring this term on the other side. So now V naught into 1 plus A beta will be equal to I naught R naught, or I can write V naught by I naught is equal to R naught divided by 1 plus A beta. Right? Here also you can see that the output impedance decreases by a factor 1 plus A beta. So basically in case of a current shunt feedback, I can write both the RIF and ROF. So this is nothing but ROF, right? This is ROF. So both RIF and ROF, it decreases by a factor 1 plus A beta. So here I'll just repeat it. So this is a voltage shunt feedback where the input is current and the output is voltage. So the output voltage is always sampled in shunt, and whenever you feedback current, it is always fed back in shunt. So whenever you have a shunt, intuitively you can say that the output on the output or on the input, the impedance at that point, it reduces by a factor 1 plus A beta. So now here we have also theoretically proved that the input and the output impedances reduces by a factor 1 plus A beta. Right? So I hope this is clear, both input as well as the output impedances. In current series feedback, what is the kind of the amplifier that we consider? So when I say current series, then the output is current, right? And then the feedback is in terms of series at the input, right? You know the output is current, but something is fed back in series, then that has to be voltage. So therefore the input is voltage. So what kind of an amplifier is this? Shall we do it? I assume you have tried it in your books. So let me draw it and you can verify. So basically you have an input here, right? So you'll have an input here. Let me call that as Vs. Okay. And then let Ri be the input impedance of the open loop amplifier. So this will be the amplifier, right? So now the output is current, the input is voltage. Okay. So now let the voltage across Ri be equal to Vi. So we know that the output is current now. So this will be a current. Okay. And this current is dependent on the input voltage Vi. So therefore, I can write this is equal to A times Vi. Correct? Okay, let me just erase this. Okay, so now this will be A times Vi. Correct? Now, how will the output impedance look like here? So will it be in series? Should I draw it in series like this?
Parallel.
No.
Parallel. Yeah, so correct. It cannot be drawn in series because this is a current amplifier. This is a current, right? So whenever there's a current, then you will have R naught coming in parallel to it. Correct? So now this will be the open loop amplifier. So here you will take the output current. Correct? So now should I leave this open as it is? Just like we did in the previous case. So what should I do here in an ideal case? So suppose say I do not have a load. I want an ideal case. So when will this be an ideal case? When the entire current A times Vi flows through the output, right? So when will this entire current Vi flow through the output? When I short these,
Yes.
right? So this will be an ideal case. So let me call this current as I naught here, correct? So then this current I naught will be equal to A times Vi, right? So this will be a transconductance amplifier. So we have seen that whenever we are sampling the voltage, it is done in parallel at the output. Last two cases we have seen, correct? But when we sample the current at the output, it is always done in series. It cannot be done in parallel, right? So now how do we sample the current? So if we have to feed back, then we have to sample this current and then feed back, right? And how do you think that look like? So it look like something like this. So now, right, you're first providing the entire current I naught here. So this will be your feedback. This will be your feedback, ideal feedback. Okay. So first, the entire current I naught is flowing here. Okay. So then, since your feedback factor is beta, so this will be beta times I naught converted to voltage because this has to be fed back in the form of an voltage. Correct? So you have the entire current I naught flowing here. So your feedback factor is beta. So therefore you'll have an voltage source here which is beta times I naught. That is you're converting a part of the current to voltage here. That depends on your feedback factor beta. And then this has to be fed back at the input. How should this be fed back at the input since it is voltage? How do you think this should be fed back at the input? Should I feed it back in series or in shunt?
Series.
Correct. So this has to be fed back in series. So let me erase this. And then I feed this back in series. So now this will be equal to Vf, the voltage Vf, right? So what is Vf basically? It is nothing but beta times I naught. The voltage Vf is nothing but beta times I naught, right? So I can again apply a KVL here to this loop and then write Vs is equal to Vi plus Vf. Is this clear so far? So this is a transconductance amplifier where the input is voltage, output is current. So we always sample the output voltage in parallel. Similarly, we sample the output current in series. So that's how I have sampled it here. We have sampled that in series. So while feeding back, we're feeding back the output voltage. We're feeding back voltage. So therefore, that is also fed back in series. So here, both on the output as well as the input side, we have series. So now intuitively, can you tell me what happens to the input and output impedances of the closed loop amplifier? Do you think it will decrease or it will increase?
Increase, ma'am.
Increase. So since you have series on both the sides, both the input as well as the output capacitance here, resistance here will get increased by a factor 1 plus A beta. Can you try to prove that? Can you try to prove that theoretically? Now let RIF be the input impedance with feedback. Okay. With feedback. What is it given by RIF? So suppose say you have the current II here. Then RIF is given by Vs input voltage divided by II. Right? So let Ri be the input impedance without feedback. And this is given by Vi by II. So now we have to prove that RIF is equal to Ri into 1 plus A beta. Can you do it? Okay, I think some of you might have done it, but then we'll do it together now. See if you've whatever you've done is right. Okay, so RIF is equal to Vs by II, right? So this can be written as Vs is nothing but Vi plus Vf, right? So therefore, Vi plus Vf divided by II. But what is Vf? Vf is beta I naught. So we'll substitute that here. So therefore, this will be Vi plus beta I naught divided by II. But what is I naught? I naught is nothing but A times Vi. Correct? So I can write this as Vi plus A beta times Vi by II. So therefore, RIF will be equal to, take Vi common in the numerator, Vi by II into 1 plus A beta. That's nothing but Ri into 1 plus A beta.